So guys, I've been trying to film this video freaking 20 times, but it's harder for me to make this one because I've never been vulnerable on camera before. But long story short, I'm 20 years old and I don't have too much figured out, but I want to share my story because I feel like I got a lot of the basics figured out, and I feel like a lot of people that are around my age, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, even 21, maybe something like that, I can help a lot of people like that, because I think for my age group, I hope I have a lot figured out compared to the next person, because I use all of my time trying to figure out everything. And I don't really know exactly what to even talk about, but I want to make a bunch of different videos explaining my life and everything. But I didn't make 6 figures last year, but in 2025 I will 100%. I was close to 2024, but I didn't do it. And this is just kind of me explaining my credentials, because I'm not actually you know, I don't know, I don't like talking about this crap too much because it's just materialistic stuff, right? But I have the M4 that I bought like probably like 6 months ago, and then I have my dump truck, I have an F-150, I have a trailer, 4 turns, detailing business, landscaping business, all that regular schmegular crap, and I got it all myself because I don't have a dad. You know, that's like the main thing that I think a lot of people my age don't have nowadays. Some people don't have their mom, some people have both their parents, but yeah, I have just my mom, although I almost didn't have my mom, but I'll get into that later and everything, because when I was in like 7th grade. Now I'm 20, so it's like what, 30 years out of high school. But yeah, so I don't have a dad, I don't have really family, right? I have my mom and my grandma, and I feel like I've done a lot, or at least I would like to think so, you know, because I don't like saying that I've whatever, you know, I just hate talking about this crap and like thinking I'm above people, because I really do not believe that any of that. I don't even like saying it at all, because I'm not, you know. Everybody is the same essentially. Everybody just has slightly different brains, and you know, you just try your hardest and see where you get in life. But that's, again, long story short, I don't have a dad. My family, like, so my mom and my dad broke up when I was 6 or 7-ish, and I never really talked to him after that, because he's a drug addict and a drug dealer, and, you know, probably the worst person I've ever even freaking heard of in my entire existence. But, you know, I still forgave him for like most of the stuff he did, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously, as probably a lot of you people know watching, when you have an abusive dad, a drug addict dad, alcoholic dad, they can do some pretty screwed up stuff to your mother. So it's kind of hard for you to ever forgive them, and they can do screwed up stuff to you and to other people and everything. And yeah, so honestly, I'm not fully over that, because again, like, I'm 20, I have the basics figured out, but I don't have much more, you know, other than just the basics figured out, to be honest with you. So hopefully this year, though, I'm gonna work on it a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I had basically no role models except for my mom. Obviously, my mom is freaking amazing, the best mom ever, but I have really no other role models. I had no other people to show me how to do anything, and I was able to kind of scale my detailing business from when I started it in 16. I started it out of a little Honda Accord. It's a pretty nice Honda Accord. I crashed it eventually, of course, because it was my first car. But yeah, I scaled that from a Honda Accord, and then I got a Focus ST. That was a nice Focus, but I sold that. And then I got a F-150, a really nice F-150. That was actually my grandfather's, but it was sitting for like 12 years. I fixed it up and used that. And I basically had to learn how to do everything by myself, you know, from like the financial stuff to the marketing to learning how to just brand yourself and learning how to make sales, learning how to run a business, you know, from scratch and all that kind of stuff. And I'm a little torn in this video on whether to try to talk about like advice or whatever, or just talk about my like life, right? Because I don't really know what is better, but I feel like I'm not even that great. Like, I'm good at giving advice for some things, right? Like relationships. I've been in a relationship for like almost 6 years now. Well, like 5.5 years. So I'm good at that. I live with my girlfriend. you know, an apartment, so I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. But and like the business stuff, I'm decent. But I think I should just talk about more so my life, right? Just with more so like I just want to talk about the whole dad aspect and just trying to like start from nothing and scale it to something or whatever. So basically, let me just merge real quick. Woo! So yeah, when I was 16, something clicked in me, right? Because I wanted to start a business. I wanted to just do more in my life. It happened right when COVID happened. So in like 2020, early 2020, like March or whatever, I was in 10th grade. No, 11. No, I was in 10th grade. And I started working out a lot because I went from playing video games every single day of my life. I was super fat, super overweight since I was probably, you know, like freaking 6 years old. And I just played Call of Duty and Fortnite every day. Although I was really, really good. Like I was a professional Fortnite player and I made money and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, at a certain point, you got to realize that can't take you anywhere. So it kind of clicked in me and I was like, damn, I need to like get off my chair and get off the couch and start, you know, grinding, because I want to be able to give my mom the world. I want to give myself the world. I want to make sure I can give my dog the world, and I want to have a good future for me, my kids, my future wife, all that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, then I started researching different businesses to make, and my dad was like a big entrepreneur. He was very successful back in his heyday. He owned many, many different businesses, many different houses for real estate, flipping, all that kind of stuff. So I kind of knew I was predisposed to it, that I wanted to become a business owner. You know, I wanted to do something. I wanted to make a personal brand. And I just wanted to be my own boss. I worked at Giant, which is like a food store on the East Coast. I worked at that for like 6 weeks and I got fired. Then I worked at Subway for 2 months and I quit. And that's when I started my business, because back then how I made money was just all sorts of stupid crap, man. I mean, I would just buy random things and resell it on Facebook Marketplace. And I would, what else would I even do, dude? What was it? Oh yeah, like freaking crypto, like XRP and stocks and stuff. I would use my mom's name, try to make an account, and then make money off of it and stuff. But it made me enough money to where I bought all my equipment and then I just freaking sent it. And I was obviously predisposed to it because my grandfather had all sorts of farms and businesses, and my dad obviously did. I didn't really know my dad or my grandfather at all, but it's kind of like one of those things where, you know, you're your boy and you got your dad, you got your grandfather who did great things, and you don't know them, but you want to follow in their footsteps. Even though my dad was a horrible person, and well, still is a horrible person, I just wanted to follow in his footsteps. So, you know, that's what I did, man. And yeah, I researched the businesses and I tried to figure out how to start my own business, how to launch my own business. And I chose detailing, and so I just did all I could, got my first customer, got my second customer, and worked it up from there. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, there was a lot of freaking side things, man. Like, I was scared of failing. I was scared of people making fun of me. I was scared of spending all this money on equipment, which was all of the money I had, and nothing would come out of it, you know, which obviously that's like happens a lot. And I was like just lost. So, you know, I was angry. Ooh, that was pretty quick. I was angry like every single day. I had big anger issues, although I wasn't like bad with them or anything, but in my own, like by myself, I mean, I would break phones, I would punch holes in walls. I was just all sort of anger. I had all sorts of anger because I feel like deep down I was just always mad that my dad had like just left me, you know. And I don't even know how like sappy or whatever to get, because I don't want it to be sappy or you know, sound like I'm making not excuses, but you know, none of that crap. I don't like talking about it, but yeah, I was just always angry, man, and I wanted more out of life, because it's not like I live in a small town. I live in like a decently big town, as you guys can probably see, like big highways and a lot of lights over there and all that crap. But I wanted more out of it, and so that's just what I tried to get. And it took many years until I like kind of realized how to become more okay with the whole dad situation. And you know, that was like all my motivation though, because deep down I just wanted to make my dad proud. Like, as crappy as that sounds, like, I feel like, you know, I use my last name, which is also his last name, which is Pichel. Well, I just realized it's Pichel like a few months ago, but it's Pichel's Detailing. That's my business. And I wanted to use his last name and try to make it so he would see it and at least just like call me or text me and say he was proud of me or whatever, which never happened, obviously. And then also my brother's like, well, I have two brothers, but my younger one, who's like 26, I think he's 26, I don't know, I haven't talked to him in like 15 years. Well, in person I haven't talked to him in like 12 years or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, he like loves my dad, whatever, and hates my mother because my dad brainwashed him. And so I don't have my one brother that I grew up with, and I don't have my dad. And so I wanted either one of them to just notice me and see me doing something good and like be proud of me, right? Because I feel like every boy when they're young just wants like validation, you know, from their dad. You want to be validated. You want to make yourself, or you want to just feel in your heart, like, you know, in that freaking heart of yours, that like you're doing something worthwhile and that your dad's proud of you, that your dad's looking at you, you know. And I just never had, you know, that, obviously. So that's what I was looking for. And long story short, I learned that chasing that, although it can be very powerful, it definitely doesn't turn up to anything, because you're just gonna get let down. You're gonna get your freaking heart broken again, you know what I'm saying? So you really don't want to be chasing that. But when you're young, man, you want to use that to your advantage, you know. Like, I still use that to my advantage now. I'm still freaking angry, although my anger issues aren't as bad. I don't break phones anymore, I don't do that kind of stuff, but it took years, and I use all that to my advantage, man. I just worked hard, and I was just like very motivated. I was very I wanted to just get out there and be successful. I wanted to have nice things to show people and have people be proud of me. This is like hard for me to talk about it too, because I always try not to even talk about this stuff, because I try to be like tough or whatever with it, you know, even though I'm not really like tough or whatever with it at all. You know, I've cried a million freaking times about all this stuff. But yeah, man, so about all that stuff with the dad stuff, I just used that as my motivation, essentially, because I saw how bad he treated my mom. You know, treated her like absolute dog crap, like just terrible, like just absolutely terrible. It treated me terribly too, you know, he just straight up disowned me. So I used that as motivation. You know, I thought about it basically every single day, and I would just try to do as much as I possibly could every single day when I was 16, and I would research everything every day. I would see what he did when he was my age, and I would try to like kind of do that in another way, in a good way. And yeah, I would take it into working out a lot. You know, I ran every single day. A year later from that, I ran a half marathon, and I basically ran every single day for like that whole 1 year period from 16 to 17. And just because I was angry all the freaking time, and I always just had so much energy and just so much pent up anger that it just needed to be, you know, like extinguished. It needed to be outside of my body, so that's why I took up running. But yeah, I basically just tried to learn as much as I possibly could with that. And the only bad thing is that I didn't know how to like work through any of that kind of stuff, you know. I didn't know how to like deal with it in a way, which I guess you can't really know how to deal with it, because you can't really ever deal with that sort of thing. I mean, you can't ever like be okay with it, you know. No, I'm saying it the wrong way. You can't ever just let it not bother you at all, is what I'm trying to say. You can learn how to deal with it, you can learn how to be okay with it, which I'm getting to that point. But you know, when you're 16, dude, when you're 17, 18, you're just running around, you're just angry, you know, all the freaking time. And just chasing that, it's not gonna end up good, because then when I was 17, I bought my first nice car for $20,000. It was a 2016 Focus ST, and I was finally like, all right, I'm 17, I'm freshly 17, like 3 months 17. I have the nicest car in my entire high school. I post all these Instagram videos, all these TikToks about it. Like my brother and my dad, well, not my dad, because he doesn't go on that crap. But my brother has to figure it out, has to show my dad, and that's like all I cared about, you know? It's like sad to even think about, but I just wanted, you know, flashy things so I could show it off. I just tried to be successful and whatnot. And yeah, man, honestly, it didn't really work, as I've said like 12 times, because then when I was 18, I graduated high school, I just kind of fell into like a slew of depression, and I got down to like 200 pounds when I was 16, and I ballooned all the way back up to 275 pounds when I was 18, and that's because I bought a Mustang a year after buying my Focus. So when I was 18, like 2 months out of high school, I bought a 2016 Mustang GT for like $31,000, and I thought I was a freaking man. I was happy for like a month, and then I realized shortly after that still, at the end of the day, when you're in high school, people care about that kind of stuff. People are, oh my god, you drive a Mustang, oh my god, you drive a nice souped up Focus, whatever. But nobody like actually cares, is what you realize shortly freaking after, you know? Nobody really cares. Like, oh, that part was not good, I should not have done that. So I got that thing, and all my friends and everything were happy for me. I was happy for myself for like a month or two, and I bought it in August. And then about, you know, October is when I started getting all the weight back, and I ballooned up like 50 pounds in like 2 months because I was just eating like a whale. And I played Call of Duty every single day, and I did not basically work or make any money for my businesses at all from 18 to like, it was like basically a full year that I was like that. And I wasted all that time, but I guess it wasn't a waste because I learned how to not do that again, you know, because I fell into like a huge rut. But yeah, I just learned that chasing that freaking validation, chasing that whole like dad love thing, and even sometimes you don't even know you're doing it too, like, because I was so young and everything, I didn't know that I was chasing all that crap about my dad, about my brother. I just thought I was just trying to become successful. I just thought I was trying to like do good things in the world and everything like that, but really deep down that's what it was all about, because of how young I was, you know. And the whole, when I was like 17, my senior year of high school, when I had that Focus for a year, that was definitely some like the best and the worst year, or the best and the worst months of my life, because I worked really freaking hard that year. I made a lot of money for a senior too. I mean, I had some very, very good months, even in the wintertime, and I would skip school basically every day to detail cars. I would be in my first and second period, and then I would just, you know, sneak out the back door and go and just detail cars, like every single day. Basically, I would do that maybe like 4 times a week or whatever, school week. So I was really productive, and I was going to the gym every single day, and I had like a fire inside of me that year for sure. But then I wanted that Mustang because I felt like when I hit, my goal was the Mustang, right? My goal was just a nice, expensive car. And so I was just working for it every single day. And then when I finally got the Mustang when I was 18, I just realized like nobody truly actually cares, and it's just materialistic. And that, you know, none of my family members that I want to care about me are gonna come freaking running over to embrace me just because I did something, you know, that just equals money, you know. So it's like a hard realization you gotta learn, but I learned it, so hell yeah to me, man. But yeah, I don't know how long I want to make this video, so I probably don't want to be talking too much longer, or well, maybe not, I don't know. And I feel like I'm probably babbling on too much, jumping around from spot to spot, but it's my first time ever doing this, so I'm trying my freaking hardest. So yeah, when I was 18, in that August or whatever, I was really freaking depressed. I was sad every day. Played Call of Duty every day, ate bad every day, didn't go to the gym at all, and didn't run at all, gained all the my weight back, and I was just freaking just kind of miserable, dude. I thought my life was like over, because I had worked so hard for like the things I wanted, which was like nice truck, nice car, and I had got it, And then I felt like I just reached the pinnacle. Like, all right, I have more than 99.9% of other 18-year-olds, and all it took was 1 year of work, of dedication. So it's like, I don't even want to keep trying in life, you know, because nothing still like matters. That's like was my mindset. Nothing matters, and I just want to play Call of Duty all day and become a freaking Warzone expert, essentially. So yeah, that sounds pretty dumb now that I'm thinking about it. Actually, screw it. I'm gonna go straight. Oh, bumps. One time I was racing a freaking Infinity Q50 there, and I hit that bump going like 60. I got probably a good 2 feet of air. Good times. That was back when I had my cord, I think. So that was like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. But see, I'm freaking jumping around, man. But I think how I eventually got out of that rut was so dumb, because I think I was like watching all the different motivational videos, and I was watching like Andrew Tate and stuff back then in like 2023 when he was like a big deal and everything. And yeah, I just started going to the gym again. I started trying to like look up things, and this was after like 6 months of being on a rut. This was around like January, February 2023. So, and I started being depressed and everything in like October, September of 2022. So it was like, I don't know, maybe 5 months or 6 months, whatever. But yeah, and I started doing all that, and I was good for like 2 or 3 months, lost like 40 pounds, and then I just basically gained it all back again. And then I was depressed all that summer. I did like some fun stuff that summer when I had a good summer of 2023, but it was just bad again, man, you know, because I just hadn't dealt with any of my existing issues, none of them, because the whole dad thing, man, it just haunts at you, and the whole like brother thing, losing a brother too, it's terrible, and it haunts you every single day. And until you freaking deal with it and you realize that you have an issue and everything like that, it's just gonna eat you alive, bro. You know, it's gonna keep you from doing the things you want to do in life, and just chasing materialistic items like, oh shit, like I can take a picture like boom like that and show this M4, but it's like, what's the point, dude? You know? And I love this car though, by the way. I love it more than anything. I bought this because I love this car, because this is my dream car since I was like 15, and I first ever wanted to do any of this. Although I wanted the E92 M3, like a coupe M3, but I settled on an M4. You know what I'm saying? Is there any water in this thing, bro? Give me a sec, guys. I gotta sip. Yeah, so I just started to like actually try to process it more, because obviously it was keeping me from doing everything I had wanted to do my whole life. And you know, my like life goal is to just make sure that my mom has a good freaking end. No, okay, that's gonna sound dark actually, because I was saying end of her life, but just to make sure that my mom has a good life, like a good last, you know, hopefully freaking 40 years, because she's, you know, in her 60s, so hopefully 40 years, hopefully 100 years. But I want to make sure that she has good money, she doesn't have to worry about anything. I want to not have to worry about anything, and but still have purpose every single day, still be driven every single day, and just help people, right? That's like my biggest goal, is to help freaking people. So I hope if there's any young people watching this, like my age, around my age, whatever, that's really my goal from this. And just, I don't know, hopefully it is, because I always thought about doing this since I was younger, and now I'm finally doing it to try to help somebody, right? But yeah, so I decided when I was 19, so the summer of, or really like the springtime of 2024, that, oh, wait, no, this actually goes back in like the fall. In the fall of 2024 is when I really realized that, like, oh shit, I need to actually get my ducks in a row and like figure out how to deal with my past life and, you know, my childhood, and be able to like continue doing what I want to do, and like being an actual human being, and, you know, experience life, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I had started to do research kind of on my dad, research on my brother, and try to figure out stuff, just figure out all my like memories that I have, like my bad memories and my good memories, just try to figure out the backstory of them all, just try to figure out everything that keeps me up at night, you know, because I would a lot of times, you know, wake up in the middle of the night wake up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. Which if I usually wake up at 9, I wake up like 5 a.m. and just sit there and think for like 3 or 4 hours about this, about that. It was a miserable way to live. So I just had done all that, and I tried to talk to like my brother's friends and my brother's ex-girlfriend and my brother's like all those people and my dad's old friends from way back in the day. Just try to figure everything out, because I feel like when you can figure out your past life, it helps you a lot process with things, you know. And so it's sad though. It's like a sad reality and everything, but you kind of need to do it. And say the year before this too, not to like jump around again, but the year before the fall time of 2024, or I guess that was 2023, wasn't it? Oh shit, dude, I don't even know. But a year before that, I thought I saw my brother's like car. This is the fall of 2024 actually. Sorry guys. But yeah, so this is like around about a year ago from now. Now it's January, so a year and like 2 months ago, I thought I saw my brother's car for the first time in like freaking 6 years, and I got all upset, and I couldn't go to any of these Christmas parties. I couldn't spend time with my mom. I couldn't do anything because I was so bent out of shape, and that's what made me really realize, like, I gotta get this shit figured out, you know? Because it would just bother me every single day, bro. Not having a dad, not having anybody to help teach me anything, not having anybody to give me advice, having to learn everything by myself, having to do everything by myself. It's a haunting, like, terrible kind of existence, you know? So I wanted to fix it. And, yeah, so I had figured out what my, brother's friends were and stuff, and just talked to him and tried to see where my brother went wrong, because my brother is also addicted to meth, so he's completely out there and has no friends. So all of his previous friends, I talked to all of them, and it's just sad, man. Like, it's just, everything is sad. I figured out a lot of sad stuff. I cried a lot, and it was hard for like 3-4 months, from start of December to like the end of March, start of March, around there. I was just freaking like depressed. So I was trying to get out of it. I was going to the gym every day and that kind of stuff. But every day I was just thinking about this stuff. It would keep me up every single night. And it was rough, man. But, that's like the only way, I think, to get over this whole childhood messed up dad, brother, mom, whatever. You just got to run at it and not be, like, scared, You have to accept what happened to you, Whatever bad things, whether your dad killed himself, whether your mom killed herself, tried to kill herself, dad tried to kill himself, didn't work, whatever, whether your brother killed himself, any of these things, like, you have to hit it head on and deal with it. You gotta accept it, and you gotta think about it like every freaking day. You gotta think about all your memories every single day. You gotta process it every single day. And if you don't do that, you're just gonna be like in a revolving circle of just ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. You're gonna stop thinking about it for 3 months in the summertime, and then the second wintertime hits, you're just gonna be depressed again for 3 months, and just not be able to freaking get out of bed some days because you're just so sad about your damn dad. Woo. But yeah, man. And also, real quick too, when I was like 17, I used to take my Focus and my Mustang. I would top those things out, man. I go 160, 165 down the highway, 150 down the highway, 140 down the highway, all night long. When I was in high school, 17 and senior, my Focus, it was just a little 4-cylinder. I would go 150 down the highway, 140 down the highway till 4 a.m. and I would sleep in my car in, random not driveway, but a random, like, offshoot road or whatever. And then I get up at 6:30 and drive to my high school and go to freaking school. And I'd skip school at 9 and go to detail cars, or skip school at like 10. But I did that frequently, I would go out at like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. because me and my mom would get in a fight like damn near every single day. And then I would just drive my car, at like 140 down the highway. And when I say that, like, I mean that. I would drive, like, one time I made it from Allentown, Pennsylvania to New York City in I think like 47 minutes was my high score, because I just went fast, and I would race everybody. I would just be a little deviant on the streets, I'd be a dumbass, to be honest with you. But that's how I coped with it. And then when I was 18, I coped with it with video games and, you know, other things, but mainly the video games and whatnot. And it was just not, it's not ideal. And so it just goes ups and downs, man. And when I was 16, I coped with it with working out and boxing and running. And I would get up, because we had the COVID, so I didn't have a job or anything, so I would do nothing. I would get up at like 9, I would run a mile, and then I would box for like 2 hours, and then I would work out for 2 hours, and then I'd run like 4 miles, and then I would do push-ups and sit-ups and all that crap. Like I would work out for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, and my body would be so beat, and I'd be eating 400 calories. But it was all just different ways to just cope with my freaking childhood. I mean, at least that's what I think of it, how I think of it. Because now it's been 1 full year since I've, you know, kind of figured everything out. And I've been like good, man. It's just been an upward thing. Because now I'm 20, I'm about to turn 21 in 3 months or so, in the end of April. And I've kind of like, in a way, I've dealt with the childhood issues and whatnot. And it's just going a lot better. You know, I can just deal with things, I can figure things out by myself, and I don't need to always be thinking about, oh, I wish my dad was here to help me do this, I wish my dad was here to teach me this, blah blah blah. And that all just started with me just freaking dealing with it, man. I just spent months, like the 3 or 4 months, just hard and just dealt with it. So yeah, hopefully this freaking helps somebody out there. You know, if this could be like a sign for somebody, you know, that is going through a hard time. Just try to get out there and freaking deal with your problems. You just gotta hit them head on, like with a bowl or something. I don't know what the saying is, but yeah, I spent those 3 or 4 months, and I was on the phone with my brother's ex-girlfriend that he dated for like 4 years for like 2 or 3 hours, and I was texting her, you know, a good amount for like 2 weeks, just figuring out all the things he did wrong up to becoming a fully done addict. You know, I figured out that he still always said the only person he loved in his life was me. You know, he didn't love his dad, didn't love his mom, didn't love anybody else, but I guess I was like the only person. All that kind of stuff, man. I just learned all that crap, and it just helped me. I'm sure that was a deer. It was like 20 deer, and it helped me, even though it hurt a lot, because I know he's kind of like gone, you know. But that's kind of what I needed, because I always just held on to the last little freaking twig I could hold on to, just to think that, like, oh, my brother's gonna come back and be there for me. My brother's gonna be able to escape from my dad. My dad could turn around and become a good person. I just always held on to like the last little thing, but I realized that he's fully gone, and it hurt like absolute hell, man. It just fucking just killed me every single day. Still kills me a lot of days, man. Like yesterday I had, it's almost like a relapse. I thought about my brother a lot, and it was bad. I could not sleep. I sat in bed, or I guess I laid down in bed, like just, you know, tossing myself around like a freaking sardine for 3 or 4 hours. I could not fall asleep from like 10 p.m. to like 3 a.m. I could not. But that's beside the point. The issues still come up, but that was my first time doing that in like probably 8 months, 10 months, something like that. So that's a win in my book, you know, because it's been a long time. Vroom. Actually, there's usually a cop sitting around here, so I should probably watch out. But yeah, I don't know if this video is gonna get any views or do anything good, or what the heck's gonna happen. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I feel like this is almost gonna be like my freaking diary. No, I'm joking. Not my diary. I don't know what the word is. Just talking about my life. And there's so much more to be said about that whole thing. But the moral of the story is you got to deal with your issues. And you got to realize that you're by yourself in the world, you know? Like, the only person you truly have is, you know, you got your mom if you still have a mom, or hopefully you have a dad if you still have your dad and they truly care about you. But, you know, at the end of the day, you really only have yourself and maybe a dog too. But again, like, your dog can't help you through your whole life, your mom can't help you through your whole life, your dad can't help you through your whole life. And that's like the sad reality. So you got to figure out all your inner demons, you got to figure out all your inner problems, and that's how you truly grow in life. That's how you truly get to the places you want to be in life, is you got to figure yourself out, bro. You're like a little puzzle, you know, like you're like a little freaking map. You got to find where the treasure is, if that makes any sense at all. But you got to just figure yourself out. And you're probably going to be figuring yourself out for your entire life. And I'm speaking like this, like I'm speaking to myself, because I know that's how I'm going to be. But I've accepted that, so now I'm just trying to freaking do stuff to figure everything out. But yeah, guys, I guess that's going to be the end of this video. Yeah, if you liked it, drop a comment. I don't know what I'm going to talk about in the next episode of Adam's Trauma. Just kidding. Adam's story. I don't know what I'm going to talk about in the next one, but I'll talk about something, you know, because there's like 8 million different things to talk about on the whole ride up here. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas or whatever, talk about it, because I'll just say right off the bat, my mom tried to commit suicide when I was in 7th grade, and I was completely alone for like 2 weeks, and I was 13, and there's so many bad freaking stories about all that kind of stuff. I've been arrested. I was like I was arrested like a year ago, but I was like technically arrested when I was 13, like 3 different times for all different sort of crap, you know, and it's all like just a building block up. I probably shouldn't say this, but no, I'm not gonna say it. Not just yet, because I don't know who's watching this, but there's just there's a lot of different things, man, you know what I'm saying? I've been screwed over in business multiple times. Just all sorts of different kind of stories and stuff, and I'm only 20, but really I started this whole journey when I was 13, because that's when I made my first like online apparel line. It was called Everest Clothes. So I started when I was 13 in 9th grade. But again, these are all stories for another time, man, because I just want to talk about it to help other people, because you can really learn from other people's mistakes, man. If if there's somebody in your life that done a lot of bad stuff and is now a good person, or just is a good person always and just did a lot of stupid things, you should always learn from them, you know, because you can learn a lot from somebody, you know. And always, you know, be humble, and don't think you're above anybody just because you have something. Don't think you're ever cooler than somebody, because you're probably not, you know. There's always somebody better out there. And don't trust anybody, at least in the business world. Do not trust a freaking soul, because everybody's trying to use you for whatever the freak they can. But that's the end of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.